At this very moment, power was taken away from the British politicians, but not by Sterling or Goldsmith or their friends in the clubs of Mayfair. It was by the Arabs. The very people who Sterling had once tried to control now stepped in to change Britain's domestic policy. In early 1976, the markets started to panic about Britain's economy. Foreign investors started to withdraw their money, and the pound slid dramatically. This crisis was far greater than Britain had ever experienced before, because the markets were now so much more powerful. And the reason was Arab oil money.
The power of the markets had increased because of the explosion in oil prices, which meant that the Arab countries particularly, which produced the oil in the Middle East and had no way of spending it internally because they had very small populations, had to find somewhere to put it abroad where it would earn as much as possible through high interest rates and of course increase in value through appreciation. And this totally transformed the international financial climate, and that meant that a lot of the essential economic decisions for a government were taken externally and not inside the country at all.
It dropped 100 points. We don't know why. It just dropped 100 points when everything else was staying still.
Through the summer of 1976, Arab oil money continued to leave London. The heads of Arab banks now became powerful figures. They appeared on British television and explained what the government would have to do to save both itself and the country.
Unless really action is taken to put confidence again in sterling and in the British economy, I believe unless this happens, money is bound to fly from London. Everybody knows the economy has been destroyed through strikes, rampant strikes, organized strikes. I feel that the position is so serious now that we should, that you should consider a sort of a coalition government where actions should be taken for the interest of the economy of the country, regardless of what effect they will have, because this, in the long run, is in the interest of the public in general.
Would these tough new measures that you've spoken about bring Arab money back into the British economy?
Absolutely.
They were worried because there was a Labour government. It didn't seem to have control over what the trade unions were doing. A rash of strikes, of course, sent trade and output plunging. And it was quite natural that the markets would react by wanting to get out of sterling and into dollars, or Deutsche Marks in some cases, but mainly dollars.
Is that power?
Well, yes, it is, but there are a million ways of defining power, but if power is the ability to produce changes in the behavior of other people, then of course the markets do have very strong power, and the markets did compel me to change policy.
Dennis Healey began a series of savage cuts in public expenditure. It was the only way, he believed, for Britain to get a loan from the IMF and avoid bankruptcy. But it was clear to many in his party that he had given away control of the economy to the markets.
I'm going to negotiate with the IMF on the basis of our existing policies, not changes in policies. And I need your support to do it. But when I say existing policies, I mean things we don't like as well as things we do like. It means sticking to the very painful cuts in public expenditure on which the government's already decided. That's what it means, and that's what I'm asking for. That's what I'm going to negotiate for, and I ask the conference to support me in that task.